6 a.m. Well, technically it's 7 a.m. here, but for us,
like our times, we're a little tired, but we're
yeah,
up.
it's a little early. We're all up and ready though. We're gonna go to the UN right now and get like our grounds pass and like get our pictures taken and stuff.
It's gonna be exciting. Maybe we'll take a little bit of footage you guys can see.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Just got here at the UN. We got our badges. Woo. We're just scoping out the building. We're gonna go check out the intergenerational dialogue. It's this pretty big event.
Yeah, so basically it's the flagship event of today, and it's discussing gender equality across generations. So there's gonna be a lot of participation, and we're hoping to see who's there and what's going on.
And then we have about an hour of being able to like look at that and check out the building and stuff, and then we're gonna go to our first side event, which is Global Gender and Environment Outlook. That's kind of gonna connect like how gender and the environment interact and like what that relationship is. So we're really excited. We're excited to be here. We have a really nice view right now of like the city line. I'll show you some of that, but it's really cool, and it's a really cool building, and there's a lot of languages being spoken. It's just like such a cool like collection of people. So really, really excited to see what this day entails. Yeah.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, we're back from the UN today. Woo!
Yeah, we just wanted to do a little recap of like what we saw today, because we went to
Bunch of different sides.
I think we went to 4 events total, so we can talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, I went to an event. It was about gender stereotypes and violence, and it was really cool. It was about the connection between how if you have a negative stereotype, specifically about women, then it often leads to violence in the community in different places. And this side event talked about specifically in Morocco, and it also was sponsored by like an audio-visual company, and so it talked a lot about violence in the media, which is really cool for me because I have a big interest in filmmaking and media studies. So that was really like a nice surprise to find. It was really interesting for that aspect. Yeah.
And kind of similarly, I went to a side event that talked about like gender stereotyping in education, and it was hosted by Thailand, and it was kind of about like focusing on textbooks, which is an aspect of like gender stereotyping I never really thought about before. So it talked about how like these like negative stereotypes that we have for women specifically, but also men, like women have to like stay at home, to be like very dominant and very strong. So stereotypes like those are seen in like school textbooks, and one example is that in a Thai history textbook for middle schoolers, they mentioned men over 800 times, or 700 times, over 700 times. And they only mentioned women 80 times. So it's negative stereotypes like that that don't seem like that big of a deal in one single issue, but it's just like it's always surrounding these like children, and that's how we're kind of brought up. So it was really interesting to see that point of view.
Yeah, so I went to a side event that was basically about sanitation and hygiene and how fixing those issues will help women's rights as well. So the main portion of my event was a presentation on developing areas in women's menstrual cycles, and how basically it's kind of a taboo and they don't want to talk about it, and that leads to a lot of stress and anxiety through their lives. And it was really interesting because for us, like, it's having privacy and resources for something as like simple as our periods isn't like a big deal at all, and then like people in developing countries, specifically women, that's not their reality. So that was really cool.
The next thing we went to was the Global Gender and Environment Outlook.
Yeah, so basically what this was kind of an introduction to this idea that gender equality is tied to environmental issues. And so what they have right now is a lot of information about both sides of it, and they're trying to connect the ideas and really see where they can solve issues on both sides.
And also I thought it was really interesting that they had never connected the two issues before, and that this was kind of the first time that this is being done. despite it's kind of obvious that like gender equality and environmental issues would be connected. So then the part that I thought was really interesting is they focused on like lifting the roof off the house is what they called it, or the household, where basically like in all these studies about gender or the environment or just like case studies in general, they say like the household has a literacy rate of blah blah blah, or like the household uses sustainable energy, and so they kind of talked about like lifting the roof off and comparing like the mother and the father, or like whatever the dynamic in the household is, and looking at those individually, because a household is more than just like the household. For like one of the examples they gave was like a lot of times like the father and like the son will have like will be literate, but then like the wife and the daughter won't. So
yeah, and another really interesting piece of information talked about how if you can create equality through women and men, then you can solve a lot of issues that will result to sustainable development. And some of these issues include like population. If you don't give women advocacy and you don't let them speak for themselves, they're not able to combat issues like with birth control and other issues that can lead to population crisis, and then that again causes climate change and other like degradation to our world. So we can create sustainable development through equality through men and women. We can solve a lot of environmental problems.
So I think we all really liked the environmental one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And like
really
gender,
yeah.
I think that was
Really
really cool, and it was
connected.
very like SES. Like
Yeah.
that is very much what we have been doing a lot of this year. So that was really cool. So yeah, we're really excited.
All right.
We're going to a bunch of parallel events tomorrow. So yeah, we're really excited to see what we have in store for tomorrow.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye. You didn't